Hello, this is Crypto CJ. It's the trade of the day, the Friday afternoon Zoom edition. And I got to tell you, it's so much more fun to do these shows when Bitcoin is pumping 10% today. So good stuff. Let's check the chart and we'll have fun doing it. Okay, you guys should be seeing my Bitcoin day chart.
Yes.
Thank you. And so you can see Bitcoin's up to over $21,000 today, 10% increase. Of course, I always want to know why. There's a pretty good article in here. I'm not going to read it all, but let's see, where was it?
I
Here.
had to wonder whether it was something to do with Jerome Powell not really saying anything the other day, and people just sort of took that as a go signal.
Yeah, I think they didn't address that specifically in this article necessarily. There's like 6 or 7 reasons that the author of this article, that's in TradingView, stated why crypto prices are exploding right now, and most of it, the gist of it in a sentence or two is, the pain is pretty much as it can be. It mostly resolved a couple months ago. We've just been going sideways since then. The fallout from the bankruptcies and the Luna debacle and all that has been processed, and like Craig was saying, even though there was no statement from Fed Chairman Powell or Fed Chairman Jay Powell that he was going to slow down on rates, there were indications elsewhere that the gloom should be over in both the equity markets and then in Bitcoin and in the crypto markets as well. So again, I think this is a pretty good read. Just take you a few minutes if you want to check it out. Talked about the Ethereum merge coming up in a few days. So, a lot of good stuff happening, and maybe the cumulative effect of good news in the crypto space is help moving this action now. And the whales seem to be comfortable in making some large purchases. So that's moving the market as well. Very curious to see how we do this weekend and early next week. The merge is forecast the 13th, so Tuesday or so.
What about the fear and greed index? What's that done?
Let's check it out. It's usually a day behind, so I don't know if it's going to have anything that useful for us. Yeah, it was 20 as of yesterday. So check this tomorrow. It should be up, a higher score, maybe 24. Could be as high as 30. I'm not sure if I've seen a 10-point jump in one day, but anyway, so, good news on the Bitcoin, we're still in the range. We didn't break through. I was talking earlier that I had an alert set at 18.5, and I should have set it at 18.8, which has been the bottom of my range for a couple months now. I got a little greedy, tried to get that slightly better position and whiffed. So goes to show you don't have to be super aggressive in your entry points, especially on something, that wouldn't have been a day trade. That'd have been more of a swing trade, trying to pick up maybe 10% on, 5x leverage or something like that for a couple of weeks. And I could have picked that up in a couple of days had I been, less aggressive. I would have gotten in at 18.8. And, like I said, we were up 10% today, so I'd be pretty close to my goal getting out. Actually, at the 18.8 point, I would have been out feeling good. So, I've been trading for nearly 3 years, and even I'll make a careless mistake from time to time, and that was one of them. So, bit of a bummer, but live and learn. So that's the cool news on Bitcoin. Ethereum did not go up as much, probably because it's gone up so much, ahead of Bitcoin. So we're still in the range slightly towards the top of the range now, and between 1,000 and 1980. Cruising, we've been hanging around 1,700 most of the day. you know, late morning, early afternoon. So Ethereum still looks good. There's been some speculation as to if we have a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing with the merge. I've got a, of course, all this might be attributed to the Ethereum short I took out day before yesterday. So I like to have a short going over the weekend. So we'll see if
Once
anything
again, I
happens.
have to thank you.
Yes, I take one for the team for you guys every once in a while. So, and what we're talking about, if you're new, is I've joked about having a superpower that whenever I do a short trade with really no technical analysis, the market tends to pump. So against my short trade. Anyway. All right, enough of that nonsense. Anything to discuss about the market overall, Bitcoin and Ethereum, before we get to day trading choices with Altcoin Alert? Okay, well, we got all this cool stuff going on, but we're going into the weekend when volumes tend to be lower. How do we trade this?
Actually, CJ, I thought it was interesting that Bitcoin pumped so much, but then didn't come back. It actually pumped and held.
Yeah, let's take a closer look. Let's go to the 15-minute chart.
And also, it's good to note that the stock market's pumped today.
Yeah. Yeah, what Craig's talking about is we have this, you know, it's just hanging around here at 19K for a couple days, then shot up. It hasn't come down. It's, you know, it's holding this level here since early this morning, over 21K. So wouldn't surprise me if we had a dip down to maybe 20,500 or something like that, and then maybe another move up as the whales start to accumulate. Hopefully institutions come in too, viewing this as the bottom. And that would be a really nice springboard into higher prices, you know, towards 25 and 30. And maybe September won't be Rectember after all. Yeah. Okay, so thanks for that. And let's go ahead, and if there's nothing else, we'll move over to Altcoin Alert, see if we can find some coins to trade. And so here I am on Altcoin Alert. I've got the AA score sort going. Let me update this. I was looking at it earlier. Here's my sort, and I haven't seen anything very bullish in weeks. So Ravencoin jumped in, up 54% today. Wow. Very bullish, 88.1. I haven't seen this since, I don't know, probably June or July. And quick overview, I'm on the altcoin radar, and I've got the easy mode off, so I have all the information. The first sort I like to do is the AA score. What Altcoin Alert's telling me is this Ravencoin has an 88.1% chance to go up 3% or more in the next 48 to 72 hours. Let's check it out. I've got the chart up. And we have the really nice pump here today. This is a 15-minute chart. Like most coins, this one was pummeled, you know, this calendar year, but it is obviously showing signs of recovery. This was over 15 cents last year. And it's up over 100% in less than 6 days. Didn't find any news items on this, so not sure what's going on with it. What
Is this
can we?
a gaming token?
I don't know. I should know this. I've traded this before, but I can't remember what it does. All right, so that's the hour and the 5-minute. Yeah, we're too late for a dip trade. Really hasn't had a dip sequence in quite a while, so it's a bit risky to trade something that's already moved this much. But if you want to, here's what I would do if I were looking to do that. I like, you could do a price alert for a return down here to about 4.3 cents, 4.5 cents. There's a lot of support here, short-term support from earlier today. Some more support in this vicinity here at 3.7 cents. So that could be another entry if you just want to go with a price alert. As you know, I prefer indicators for my alerts on the 15-minute chart. So I'm going to bounce over here on the 15-minute. And it's a couple things we can do. I'm going to add my divergence alerts. And there were a couple instances of bullish divergence a few hours before the big pump happened. So that would have been pretty cool. And I'm considering a different way of doing this. I use the Chandelier Exit, which is a trend-based indicator. I've added that to my main chart. I used to have it on separate chart. So now it looks a little cluttered, but it'll make sense in a minute. Let's say you have let's say you set an alert for bullish divergence, either here or here. This is at midnight. This is at 6 in the morning. This is a little bit more realistic. So you set this alert here, or this goes off, but you want confirmation. So you've got the dip. Now we want the trend. Is the trend starting to go the way we want? And we get a buy alert here on the Chandelier Exit. So this is a good entry. I mean, we can look at our other indicators as well. The money flow index is trending up. You know, the RSI is trending up. And the MACD is kind of hard to see, but it's crossed. The blues cross the orange, so that's a bullish sign. And we've got dark green candles here in the histogram, also bullish. So lots of bullishness here. So you got your confirmation, go ahead and get in. And it goes sideways for a while. Does trend up to 6% or 4% later in the day. And then obviously the big move here. And if you stayed in through the whole thing, wow. That would have been an epic trade. So kind of liking the idea of using the Chandelier Exit, which is the trend-based indicator as confirmation after a divergence alert has gone off. Or as you know, I like to catch these dips on the MFI and the RSI. You can do that as well. I have made some adjustments to the Chandelier Exit on the shorter time frame here on the 15-minute. So the defaults are this 22 on the ATR period and then 3 on the multiplier. ATR is average true range. It's another trend-based indicator, often used within other indicators. But I think that's too limiting. So I reduced this down to, actually I forgot what I did. I think 3. Went to 22 down to 3. The ATR multiplier down to 2.5. You might want to tinker with these settings and do some back testing, see what works for you best. The downside with these shorter settings is you get more of these kind of noisy alerts. You know, buy, sell, when they really haven't done much but go sideways. So that's kind of the trade-off you get for the better entries, more noise. Or do it somewhere in between what I've done and what the defaults are. So anyway, that's how I would handle that. I would go with right click on here for a divergence alert. Positive divergence, once per bar close. AA 88.1, I believe was the score. And create, and I'm good to go. Okay, I know I dumped a lot on you guys on that one. Any questions on Ravencoin? Turn these off. All right, let's see what else we got. I mean, I set that alert, but I'm going to look at this carefully if it does go off. When it's gone up 50% in one day, that's usually played out, but frequently when this happens, it'll get a lower AA score, like a, someone in the middle, neutral. So we'll see. I was also looking at Mana this morning. I set an alert, didn't go off. But again, we got 77.8, almost very bullish. It's pretty good volume on Bybit for this one, so let's go ahead and check that one out. Okay, 1 hour chart. Took a big dip a couple days ago when most of the coins did, when Bitcoin dropped below 19K. But since then, it's had a nice pump, 13% in about 2.5 days, dipping a little bit at the moment. 5-minute chart, looking kind of squeezy. Yeah, that's really squeezy. So again, we don't really have a good entry here. This support is already pretty close to the current price, so I don't think that's very useful as a price alert. There's some more support here around 77, 78 cents. That might be a better entry. Some more support back here around 75, 76 cents. So that could be your price alert approach. On the 15-minute chart for indicator alerts, let's look at divergence. Got a really good one here on the MFI early this morning or yesterday morning. Yeah, really good one here, over 7%. And yeah, that didn't, the MFI did not trigger oversold on that. And the RSI just did touch the 30.1. Not sure if that would have triggered on a 30 alert. And I should probably go over those real quick. We set alerts on the MFI for this type of situation where we're expecting something to go up. We want to cross up from 20, which is the oversold value on the MFI, once per bar close, and then that'd be 88, 77.8, I think it was. I already got an alert set here, so I'm not going to do another one. That's how you would do it for the MFI. On the RSI, what we usually do, crossing up on the 30 is the oversold value for RSI. I'm going to put 30, I would put 31 since we had that near miss before. I want to catch those kind of moves. So again, you know, your information source is what I like to use for the alert names. Okay. And then you can use, you know, the Chandelier Exit for confirmation. Like, let's say you get this MFI goes off, you get your confirmation buy here. It does go against us at first, but you know, eventually works its way up to a, you know, pretty nice profit. When you wait for confirmation, you do risk getting in at not as good entry price. So, you know, that's a trade-off that we make for confirmation. You can ignore the Chandelier Exit in this situation. When your MFI goes, you could wait for, you know, just a trend up on the MFI. You could actually, the MACD doesn't cross till here. It crosses just before the candle that sets off the buy for the Chandelier Exit. So, okay. Any questions on mana? All right, let's see, what else do we have? Okay, Helium, Uniswap, Theta. These are all coins I've traded before, all good AA scores. Let's see, which one did I put an alert on? I think it was Anchor. It's dropped a little bit, so I'll do a different one. Let's go with Theta. That usually has good volume on pretty much any exchange. Okay, on the 1 hour, the big drop a couple days ago, and up 15% last couple days. 5 minute. Looks a lot like the chart we just looked at. So it's breaking the top of the Bollinger Band, but it's still pretty squeezy. So 15 minute. Divergence. These did pretty well. And the MFI might be the better option here if you'd rather go with an indicator as opposed to divergence. But we haven't had a dip really since 1 a.m. yesterday. All right, now let's say, CJ, I think everything's pumping up. I don't want to deal with your dips. So you could just trade the Chandelier Exit and, see what happens. Here's your buy signal. Actually, the buy signal was here today at 5 a.m. If you weren't up that early. Here's another one at 1:30 p.m. Hasn't really done much yet. So it's up, about 0.5% at the moment. So not financial advice, but you could get in on this buy signal. It's mostly gone sideways since it triggered. We are, oversold on the MFI and approaching oversold on the RSI. So I'd be, kind of cautious. I prefer to wait for a dip, but if you want to trade the trend, I can't argue with that at the moment. Okay, any questions on theta? All right, let's do one more on Altcoin Alert. We'll do a different sort. Let's do the 1 hour projected range. We haven't done this. We were kind of messing with this one last week. Can't remember who asked about it, but MFT, a lot of these Raven we just looked at. Gala. Not that. When I use this during the bull market, I was looking for 5% or better on the upper. I'm not really seeing anything like that right now. So I'm not liking any of the, well, Atom, okay. Got 4% on the upper. And bullish across the board. Pretty big move today though. Almost 17%. Let's check it out. Okay. On the hour. Yeah, it held up pretty well over the dip that we had a few days ago. And made a big move, almost 50%. Yeah, 40%. Good stuff. On the 5. We got the Friday afternoon squeeze going on pretty much on everything. Well, at least 3.3% is not bad, but visually it's really stuck together here on the 5-minute chart. So price alert 1565 here. Don't know if it's going to drop unless we have a really big move down. But 1410 be another entry. So that's the price alert I would look at. On divergent, or on a 15-minute chart on divergence. Last one we had was midnight yesterday, so nearly 2 days ago. That was a good one. %27% if you stayed in the whole time. If you want to go trend option, Chandelier gave a nice buy signal after that, and it gave another one recently, a couple hours ago, but just gone sideways since that one triggered. So that's the downside of trend trading. If that trend gets exhausted, it's going against you. But if it makes a big move against you, then hopefully you've either set a stop loss or you have your ladder buy strategy in place. Okay. Yeah, I think I would go with I forgot to look at divergence. Let's do that. Well, I looked at it, but I didn't really discuss a strategy. None of these indicators have dipped to oversold. So yeah, you pretty much have to go with divergence unless you have something else you want to use, but that's what I would do on that one. Any questions on Atom or any of the altcoin alert options we've looked at today? All right, well, we're at a little over half an hour. Are there any other day trading and or crypto issues you folks want to discuss?
I have a question, maybe not for CJ, but for anyone that does also long-term hold. I've been hearing about PAXG, PAXG.
Yeah, Catherine asked me about this before. I didn't really have an answer for her. I've heard of the PAX stablecoin, and there's some connection to gold. I'm not sure if the PAXG is the gold coin or not. Does anybody else have any knowledge of this?
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I think you may have the wrong crowd for that question, Catherine. But, we try to help if we can, but what prompted this inquiry?
I also follow Weiss Rating, and they're very, very bullish on this because it's so much linked to gold.
Now I'm curious.
Is that a way to trade gold with crypto?
Yeah, this is the one crypto that's actually linked to gold. I don't know.
Right, is
completely.
it like a stable coins linked to the dollar that's linked to gold, is it?
That's what my understanding is.
Well, I found this PAX Gold on Binance. So yeah, it might be something similar to what Craig said, as a way to trade gold through crypto. But yeah, I just don't know. Other than typing in what I think the symbol might be on a trading view chart, that's about the best I can do to help on this one.
DJ.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Binance converting all holders of USDC over to their stablecoin?
I don't think there's anything sinister about it. I think it's a way to streamline some things. But if you feel strongly that USDC is the best stablecoin, you may not want to do that. So you have a decision to make if you want to trade on Binance or not. As Americans, most of us on this Zoom really can't. It doesn't affect us anyway. I don't think it's going to affect the stability of any of those stable coins.
Yeah.
And I don't even think it bothered Coinbase that much, because if because you're still buying USDC, which they like. I mean, if you have USDC, you bought it at some point, and if they convert it to USD, then it's not a big deal. So
Yeah,
not that concerned about it. So Andre, yeah, Andre had a comment about the PAX Gold thing. He said he thought it was related to a crypto, but wasn't sure if it was pegged. All right. Any other questions on crypto stuff? I've got a hand up for Wavy. All right.
Hey, I had a question. I'm curious about this coin called ICP,
ICP?
Internet Computer.
I've heard of it,
Protocol.
traded it. I don't know much about it, but does anybody have much knowledge on the ICP protocol?
I mean, if you guys see, like, the day that it came, it kind of on the first day it shot up a lot, and it came down all the way from 600 to like $6 now.
Right.
And I've been like looking into their code base. They seem to like check in a lot of codes too. I mean, like, I work for a tech firm in a way that I understand what they're doing, but it's just that I see there is a lot of other players doing similar work too. I was just curious if you guys knew had any idea about the coin.
You know, I've traded this. I love shorting it. That's my experience with it. There was some discussion about this on CryptNation during one of the calls either this week or last week, and I just didn't really pay that close of attention, but they did discuss it briefly.
Yeah, I'm just like looking at its potential in general. Like, so it's like a distributed hosting service, decentralized, like AWS Azure, right? So they're trying to decentralize that, like not strictly, but like there are elements to it, right? I was just curious if that's something that, like, can shoot up.
You know, it's been beaten down 90+%, like a lot of the coins have. If it has some value / utility, use case, then it has potential to come back like a lot of the others. But I'm not familiar enough with the project to discuss it really in any detail. I'm not sure if anyone on the show has either, or they would have piped up. But anyway, yeah, if you get any more information about that, want to follow up, give us an update,
For
say
sure.
in a week or so. Wouldn't mind hearing it. So.
For sure. If I find something, I'll share it with the team.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks.
Okay, anybody else?
Hey, CJ.
Hey, Robert.
Sorry, I lost my signal for a little while, so I'm not sure if you already discussed this. Adam, have you talked about the skyrocketing of Adam today?
We did go over the chart,
Okay,
through
sorry.
through an Altcoin Alert entry. So
I'll catch the replay.
do you know, does anybody know why this happened other than just the market going up? Because it really resisted the drop we had a couple days ago.
Right.
Well,
that was I had already previously noticed that Adam seems to be pumping in general better than all the other altcoins. I had brought this up.
Yeah.
I might have mentioned on the group actually a week or two ago. I know I did to Craig, but so I don't know. I mean, why? I'm happy it did so well because I've got 4 positions on it, but I'm still in them.
Yeah, I heard
But
that.
yeah, but it obviously, I know at one point it was up over 20%. So today, so proportionally, it's done better than everything else. I just don't know why. Yeah.
Yeah, we're up over 15% at the moment. It crossed 17 earlier today.
Which is huge.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
it was down to about 10 or 11 just a week ago.
right.
I'm sure the CryptNation boys said something about this as well, but I wasn't fully paying attention.
Yeah. Okay, time for one more question before we wrap it up for the Altcoin Alert session.
Just a quick comment.
All right, go for it.
Well, I was just finding it amazing that the Ethereum merge, the POS, is going to reduce their energy usage by 99.5%.
That's right.
That's an amazing number.
Yeah, the proof of work does chew up some energy, but just I wonder if that issue is. I know a little bit about it. It just seems from a business perspective, if you're on proof of work, you're going to find the cheapest energy you can. You're not just going to pay a utilities company and try to use wind
Yeah.
or sun or something like that. And I think a lot of them do that, but
Yeah.
you never hear about that in the headlines. Just, oh, it chews up energy. It's not, it's not good for the environment. And I'm kind of curious how, what the numbers are on that kind of thing. But regarding Ethereum, it's cool that it's doing this. I think the proof of stake, it's exciting news in the crypto community. So if it makes things faster and cheaper, cool.
I saw a news item this morning, and I can't remember where or how I saw it, but it was something along the lines of I think it was the US government were going to, or looking at banning Bitcoin proof of work.
Yeah, I saw that too. It wasn't banning, but probably regulating it to some degree.
Right.
Yeah,
And
Biden chimed in on that yesterday.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'd like to see some agency either created or take over responsibility for regulating cryptocurrency. I don't want it to be the SEC. The commodities group, there was, I forgot what it's called. I think it's the CFTC, and that, if they would create an office, a computer, a fax machine, and some person to sit there, I'll take the job, let me do it. I'll regulate Bitcoin. But, have some knowledgeable person or people, handle this. It would actually probably really help in the long run because, institutions would feel more comfortable about extending these options and these financial products to their customers. So that's where I see it. That's a little beyond what Craig said, but that's right. I see it going, and a lot of people in the crypto space are, the CryptNation guys have talked about that too, something like that. So we'll see. But an outright ban of crypto mining, I don't think that's realistic. There might be some regulations or restrictions, but let's just go somewhere else if they really have to. People will protect their livelihoods if possible. All right,
That's
so
right. I mean, economics basically says if someone has a product and they want to sell it and someone wants to buy it, willing seller, willing buyer,
yeah,
deal done. I don't know how they could regulate it.
yeah, you don't have to be an economist to figure that out. So yeah, if there's supply and demand, it's going to happen. All right, guys, I think I'll wrap up the Altcoin Alert edition. Thank you so much for joining me live. If you're watching on the recording, thanks for doing that as well. Please check out the opportunities listed in the comments below. They help fund the channel. If you're in Carbon, please stick around. We'll do that discussion next. If you're not in Carbon, but you're curious, feel free to be able to fly on the wall while we talk about it. I'll be back in a few minutes. If you're heading out, have a good weekend.
Bye, CJ.
Hi, CJ.
Thanks, CJ.